Hey everybody, how are you? Good afternoon to you. Hope you're having a good day. So, Foodie Beauty has been rather quiet, very quiet, although she's in Syria and she should be working her butt off because this check that just arrived to her from YouTube, I'm sure it was not that big. But I wanted to do a react to Sunburst Tarot's latest reading that has to do with Nader and his court case. Before we get into that, though, there are some things that I would like to point out to all of you, just an interesting timeline of events. So let's start by talking about Dee Dee. Dee Dee posted a community post about 6, 7 days ago that she and Nader broke up, right? Right. She said they broke up, although they didn't break up. We now have found out that he is either in jail or just released from jail. There was a bail hearing. There were 8 counts of something, although nobody knows exactly what that something is. It would seem that he's in serious trouble. Interestingly, though, if you go to Foodie's channel and look at her videos, especially the timeline of when she posts things about 6, 7 days ago, that's when she started doing the vlogs. And for anybody who has been watching Foodie for a while, you know that she's not a big fan of doing vlogs. She hates doing vlogs. She'd rather go live and just talk to people and get the super chats and get the membership signups and get the Google AdSense before she spends time on a vlog. So right about the same time that Dee Dee posted the community post about the breakup with Nader, at the almost exact same time, Foodie started doing vlogs, and a lot of them. Not just one, more than one. Interesting how that lined up. Also, it's obvious that Foodie got access to her money somehow, some way. Maybe Salah drove her somewhere to get access to her money because right on schedule, on her payday, she hasn't really posted. So, interesting, huh? Right about the same time that the information comes out that Nader is in jail or he's in serious trouble is the same time that Foodie starts posting vlogs. And also, right about that same time, she goes quiet. She goes real quiet. So I want to get into Sunburst Tarot's reading about this whole situation because I believe that Sunburst Tarot has a whole lot of information and insight for all of us. And for those of you that have never heard of Sunburst Tarot, please look down below in the video description. You'll find the original link to the original video. You can follow it back to Sunburst Tarot's channel and all of her wonderful content. And yes, she does private readings for those who want them. So without further ado, how about we just get into it? Let me go ahead and share the screen. Just make sure I am where I need to be, perfect, and I'll blow this up. And I hope you guys enjoy the Tarot React. So let's get started.
How is Chantal feeling about this, and go from there. So without further ado, before I get into it, remember everything that I'm saying is all alleged and for entertainment purposes only. No fact serial, just my opinion, psychic downloads, and the such. So if you want to use what I'm saying to help form your own thoughts, opinions, and conclusions, please do so. If you don't want to, you don't have to. So with that, let's kind of take a look into what was going on. Let's take a look at the general energy currently around Nads and the whole bail bond court hearing situation type dealio. Okay, we were doing some not so good things. I mean, you would assume you were doing some probably illegal things, vices, over consuming on certain substances, or getting down and dirty between the sheets with other people. Why is this? Because I want to control. Is this part of like a dom controlling sort of thing? Dom sub, except someone might have taken it over the edge, because from a material influence, like, this is about me finding balance, emotional balance, but also balance between two different worlds. I pour into one cup and then we pour back and forth into each other. because the hopes and fears here is he wants to come out on top. He wants to manifest. He wants to bring in new things. But I think he also wants to communicate what his truth is versus maybe what other people's truths are.
I would like to say something about if Nader was doing BDSM type stuff with other people. This, ladies and gentlemen, is why when somebody calls themselves a Dom, you do your homework, you do your research, you ask questions of that person, how long they've been in the lifestyle, how much experience they have, what they're going to do to you. You ask every question you can think of and probably more. Because yes, Foodie referred to Nads as Dom, although in my opinion, he was never a real Dom. He was just taking on the title without taking on the responsibility and learning and making sure that people around him were safe and not taking things too far. But he liked to refer to himself as Dom, and Chantal liked to refer to him as Dom because maybe she had some weird Anastasia Steele, Christian Grey fantasy in her head, and she was looking for someone to fulfill that with, although she was never a real submissive and he was never a real dominant. You know, just foolishness on both sides. But I really hope, I don't know what happened with him to land him in jail, but I really do hope that he did not seriously injure nor hurt anybody in the process.
The unseen obstacle here is he is living some sort of double life, in my opinion, with this world card, and we are about to start a new cycle for him. And that's the obstacle, is like he's been being portrayed as one thing, but now we're both sides of him are true, and this is coming to fruition. We get to see the good, and we get to also see the bad. And I'm also remembering the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. I think it's the 1936 version, or the earliest version. It's the earliest one that you can find. And in that version,
can I also just add this in here real quick? I do find it odd that Dee Dee made a point to get on her community post and let people know that they had broken up. She didn't have to say anything because not many people are paying attention to her or Nader. So what was the point of doing a community post saying that they had broken up when honestly nobody cared and nobody would have known? Like, what was she trying to get ahead of? It's not like there were a lot of people watching him nor her. Why make that post at all?
There's the Dr. Jekyll version, which is like he has this beautiful, stately woman that he's super interested in. He's very repressed in the matters or his personal pleasures, waiting until marriage, kissing, this hugging, those sorts of things. So it's Dr. Jekyll. And so that's with one woman. And then in the other version, there's a second woman where he does all of his dark, dirty desires with. And that's kind of what I'm feeling here, is that there's one guy, two different lives, two different women, one that he treats well and the other one that he doesn't treat well at all. It's like I take out my anger and my frustration and my dark-seated desires on other people, because the negative influence here is the truth's about to come out. There's an inner knowing here, other people, other things. More is about to be released, information and the such. Also, the foundations of which he's kind of built his stuff on are crumbling down. What's going for him? He's currently hiding out. He's in his little hidey hole. There's a lot of people are trying to get information from him, but information isn't readily available currently. The full story isn't out there, and that's what's going for him in this situation. It's like I'm alone. I'm isolated. I don't have a ton of people clamoring for things. Because here in the past, judgment. Big news everywhere. Things are about people knowing about certain things. Judgment Day, big divine stuff's coming here, and here in the future, it's the death card, which to me it's like he's begging on his hands and knees, please, please, please. But he might actually have to get deported for this. It feels like he may get deported out of Canada for this, and that's going to certainly lead to him going to a place that he is not very welcome in, and might have some different consequences there. Woo! Because like he's pleading towards the judge, the jury, the executioner, like, please, 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 don't take my head and don't send me there. And they're gonna throw the book at him with his head, and maybe have to send him, deport him, with the boat having to go over the water. Secrets being revealed. Ooh, so
That could be him going back to Egypt, perhaps, or maybe even to jail.
what actually happened? I think that there's another person involved. I feel like there's 3, but that's just me. But what's kind of going on here? What are these circumstances? What were the big circumstances of why of him getting thrown into having a bond hearing, a bail hearing? As if I'm not mistaken, I don't think he's a Canadian citizen. So what's going on here? What is going on here? What were these circumstances behind him getting thrown into bond? Something was revealed. This is odd. So we had some sort of contract here with someone. There's a contract here. At the center of it, something's being exposed. There's light being shown on certain things. Why is this? Because the 9 of Cups. I'm not feeling emotionally stable or secure with certain aspects of my life. Because it's with the world weary. It's like I don't feel emotionally satisfied with things. I want to go look for my happiness elsewhere. Why is this? This is going to be big news everywhere. What was this? Moving forward. I also see this as police or law enforcement was called, and so the truth about a situation had to be here. It's the Marshal of Zalfir, but it's also it's marshal, like a constable, a marshal, someone who's here to lay down the law. The hopes and fears here is unearthed. New/old information is coming out. So why is this? It feels like there's old things that are coming to light that are lending notoriety to current actions.
I'm going to give my thoughts about this. I could be reaching. And if I'm reaching, that's okay, because I'm free to speculate just like anybody else. When I was watching this reading the first time, I watched it a couple of times. For some reason, I just kept thinking of the Sam's Bar Lounge videos. Like that, anybody who saw those videos knows of that channel, then you know what I'm talking about, the kind of content that was on that channel. And I was wondering if those videos and the content on those videos that pointed towards DV, maybe that's coming back up. Maybe that's a topic of discussion or concern, like something connected to that. For those who don't know about Sam's Bar Lounge, the videos that were posted on that channel were very, very, very triggering. It pointed to ABUSE. Although, after looking at those videos a couple of times while I was watching them, and I'm just giving my honest thoughts, the first time I watched those videos, yeah, it was very triggering. It was very upsetting. But after watching them again a second time, it pointed in the direction to me of BDSM role play that was not done very well. In real BDSM role play, one person assumes the role of dominant and the other person might assume the role of switch or submissive. Watching those videos, I kept feeling and thinking that Natter and Dee Dee, rather than stay in one specific role the entire time, they kept switching back and forth, which is something you don't do in real BDSM. But they were just switching back and forth. In one video that I watched, Dee Dee started off, in my opinion, in the more dominant, bratty role. Like she was openly taunting Natter. She appears to me as sort of a brat submissive, which is something that I think also applies to Foodie. Like maybe perhaps Dee Dee and Natter, Dee Dee and Chantal, they like to get Natter angry because they're looking for that aggressive response. However, that is taken too far and it's done too much. And then when there's an aggressive response that comes that's way over the top, they don't know how to handle it. Also, another thing that I noticed that seemed odd to me, a couple of times in the videos, I noticed there seemed to be a code word, like a safe word. I feel that Dee Dee's safe word was father, because she mentioned, I want to talk to my father. Something about the father. As soon as she said the word father, Natter would stop. I mean, just at a dead stop. He would just sit down. He would have the crazy eyes, but he would automatically stop. So to me, that seemed like a code word or a safe word to stop. And if he was going full throttle, even if a word was said, he wouldn't have stopped. Another thing that looked weird to me about the Sam's Bar Lounge videos, Dee Dee seemed to be narrating what was going on. She was off camera and she said something like, "You're coming at me with a knife? You're coming at me with a knife?" If your life is in danger, why would you say something like that? Why wouldn't you say, "Oh my God, what are you doing?" Wouldn't that be an automatic response? So it's like she was narrating what was going on, which led a lot of people to believe that they were acting out some sort of fantasy or role play for whoever was filming. Just there were little details like that that I picked up. But I am wondering if maybe, perhaps, if he's in trouble, maybe it might be connected to that somehow because of the activity, because of the content that was posted on YouTube. He just got finished being in trouble with the whole May case. I don't know if that is still a thing. I don't know if that applies, if authorities are keeping an eye on him. But I'm wondering if the Sam's Bar Lounge videos are playing a part in why he's in trouble now.
What's with this Hierophant here? Also, what sort of contracts is he in? Because this is a betrayal, a bloody betrayal. What? Who called him? Someone called the authorities from in that house, and I think it might have been Dee Dee, because the negative influence here is the King of Cups. This gosh darn King of Cups again. Someone who has sway in the city, things that are going on, but there's a threatening here too. It's like I'm going to threaten someone to do what I want them to do, and that's kind of causing a lot of issues, especially with that King of Cups. It's like, yeah, you aren't going to get one over on us, buddy, because what's going for him here is there's a contract, a piece of paper signed.
That may be a contract between the dominant and the submissive. Yes, those actually do exist. There could be a written contract between a dominant and a submissive, outlining the terms of the dominance, of the submission, what's expected. Those actually do exist.
It's like that, like, kind of gets that feels like it's a get out of jail free card, but at the same time it's like, what is this? It's like I'm kind of struggling here to figure out what these circumstances are, because yeah, here in the past it's like he's being protected. It's like, you need to get out of a certain situation. What is this? It's like, I'm not feeling like the land of milk and honey anymore, and now here in the future it's like everyone's gonna get on the same page. However, we're feeling extremely emotionally, we're naive, we're young, we're not feeling, it's like everything that I've been building up to is like I have to regress backwards, and everyone's gonna know what was going on here. This is really weird. I'm gonna grab out a different deck to see if I can get any other information, because this to me is really weird. I'm actually gonna grab out this deck. I haven't used it a lot, but I feel like this is going to be a deck that might help us here. What's going on with the Nads situation? What's going on with this one? So you are an absolutely stunning little creature. Femme fatale. Secret love. Kind of witchy paranormal romance. This is a secret love. What is this all about? What is this situation? Who was he seeing on the down low with a femme fatale? I can't spell, y'all. But it's like a femme fatale story. It's like someone who's like, I'm supposed to be here, and then like, it's like, I was doing some stuff, like let's get kinky here, like let's do some things, let's try some different things out. Like, who is he seeing? This doesn't seem like, oh, I'm with like Dee Dee. This feels like with someone else, and it's like, and that's what got him in trouble, like him doing his Dom things. Because remember his original nickname on the channel on YouTube was Dom. Anything else? Complicated situation, all tied up.
I really hope that he didn't do the Dom thing with whoever this is and ended up hurting or scaring whoever it was, because yeah, I could see how that would go sideways real quick.
What was he doing? Like, this feels like some sort of, like, again, BDSM role play sort of thing that was taken to an extreme, but it was taken to the extreme with another person, not with Dee Dee. That's what I'm getting. There's a third person, in my opinion, here. I don't think this was with Dee Dee. This is just someone else, and things got taken maybe too far. Let's see. What else we got here? What else do we have here? What other information can we get about this court stuff and things going on with Nads? Okay, so we got Mr. K here. Our big serial K. What is that all about? What's this big serial K all about? Goodness gracious. Are we sure this isn't just like what was going on in that bathroom? Why does it feel like it's like self-exit? What is this all about? because like we were meeting up in motel hotels with this sort of things.
I've got a word that just popped into my head seeing those two cards together, and I really hope that I'm wrong. Asphyxiation, like if there's some kind of kinky play and cutting off the person's air.
Did this actually happen at the great motel? Did this happen at in the condo, Dee Dee's condo? Like, I don't think this was like, what was he doing with the big serial K something to do with their big serial K? Why is it because of self exit having to do within motel hotel things? Y'all, did he go and then, like, was there like a party or having fun and doing things, and did someone pass even though it might have been accidental, and now it's causing like all this other weird stuff to kind of come out? Because the hopes and fears here is like, yeah, we're a little family. There's a third person involved here because the unseen obstacle is like, there's a bunch of lies, a bunch of deceit, a bunch of deception. And a bunch of chance elements. So if we're looking at this magician and like all of the lies, but also when I'm looking at all these cards, like all the things behind them, it's like this is someone who's like, it's all about chance and lots of fives. I'm seeing lots and lots of fives. So it's like change, 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 change. It's about transition and changing, and things just transitioned and changed a lot faster. Because the negative influence here, there's a bunch of emotion involved with this as well. Revenge, y'all, what's this? Because here in the past, jealousy, and here in the future, chains and whips excite me. Neglect. Sorry, I gotta cover some of this stuff up just due to YouTube's terms of service. But yeah, like this to me, it's like, who was he with? To be 100% honest, who was he with when this was going down? Because it does feel like there's video evidence, there's photo evidence. I wonder what these are. Because yeah, this is a connection that he was a part of. Oh, this one's blank. It's this one. All about the money in the future. Did someone pay him money for something to cover things up? Because again, it's like limitless potential. Who was he seeing? Who was he seeing? Why does it feel like someone was like is no longer with us? And like there's, because like I've tried doing this reading a few times now, and I keep getting cover up, clean up, and the such for him with a bunch of different things going on. And I'm wondering, like, well, what was being covered up? What was happening in these motel hotels? What is this going on here with Mr. Nads and the things that are going on with him? Because like the circumstances around him going in, it doesn't seem like it's good. It seems as though there's a lot more here. So what else can we know about the circumstances of which he was arrested? I'm going to look at is, how is he feeling right now with the circumstances? Like, how is he feeling with everything? Like, how is he feeling with all the charges and things going on? How is Nads feeling right now about the whole situation? How is he feeling? He feels like someone's going to get him out of this situation. Why is it? Because he either feels like someone's going to get him out of the situation, or someone's talking about his third party or third individual that he's been working. Because from hopes and fears here, or from a material influence, like, I think there's someone here who's like, yeah, we can manipulate this person to not charge. We can manipulate this person. We can manipulate what's going on to get me free and things of the such. Because I'm the one who's going to have complete and utter and total control over everything. I'm the dom in this situation. The unseen obstacle, though, here is he is now the prey and not the predator. This is bad luck. This is bad opportunity. Whatever he is trying to manipulate or have his harem of people do for him, it is not going to work. You cannot pay these people off. You cannot get this to go away, because the negative influence here is someone doesn't have the money or the wealth or the status anymore to help him, because the negative what's going for him is he's going to, the best case scenario for him is getting deported or having to leave somewhere, is kind of the best case scenario for him, because here in the past, yeah, no one's got the money no more. I think he's somehow focused on Chantal here.
Well, if he's focused on Foodie, she doesn't have the money anymore to protect him, to support herself, to get herself out of trouble. She's in Syria right now, y'all. And I think that her going to Syria, the reason was twofold. The first reason is obvious. She wanted to be next to Salah. She was going crazy, wondering what he's doing, who he talks to. Uh, she looks at men as being objects. And she honestly feels that if she spends money on a man, that he belongs to her. He is now her possession. And she doesn't like it when her possessions are out of her reach. Also, she might have been afraid that if he was in another location far away from her, the temptation to spill all the dirt would have been too great, and he would have started spilling all the dirt. And so she wanted to keep giving money to him as perhaps a way for him to keep his mouth shut. But I feel there was another reason. Given how her pay keeps going down and down and down and down, she even said it herself more than a few times. Like, for the money that she's making, she really couldn't afford to live in Canada. Although she could have stayed in Canada and taken off the abaya, taken off the hijab, and just spilled all the dirt and made really good money. She just, for some reason, did not want to do that. She wanted to continue on with the Kuwait arc, in a sense, and to keep things going, to keep the illusion of the marriage and Salah and everything else going, she had to be with him. So in Syria, with the little bit of money that she is making, she could sustain herself, maybe be uncomfortable, but still sustain herself and Salah. But if she'd stayed in Canada making the money that she's making, I don't know if she'd be able to make it. So if she is not doing so well on her own with Salah, how could she possibly send money to Nader for anything, to get him out of trouble, to pay his bills, to pay the rent? How could she do that? She can support one sugar baby, barely, but two, not so much.
And it's like she doesn't have the money to help him out. He's trying to manipulate her to get whatever she has, but she doesn't have anything. Because here in the future, bad luck, bad opportunities, bad deals. No deal for you, sir. This is, we will not work with you. The book's gonna kind of get thrown at him. That's how he's kind of feeling. Also, it's like we're no longer friends. We're no longer allies, whatever that may be. It's like, I think he also might rat someone out. Not sure, but he might. Okay, how is Dee Dee feeling currently?
Yeah, on that note, I think if everybody remembers back, when Nader was going after all the reaction channels, all the clip channels, throwing out over 140 privacy complaints, in my opinion, I don't think that was him. It was, but it wasn't. I think it was Foodie prompting him to do that, because she has always been petty. She doesn't like the reaction channels. She doesn't like the clip channels. She doesn't like the idea of people making money off of her or making more money than her. So she used Nads' hands to do her dirty work. She doesn't like to do the dirty work herself. She likes to use other people to do the dirty work. And that way, if it's found out that they've done the dirty work, then they are going to suffer and they are going to be affected. But her channel is going to remain safe. She's not going to get struck. The community is not going to come after her as much. So she used Nads to go after people but it was like a kill two birds with one stone situation because she absolutely knew that the moment he started doing that, that the reaction channels would take the stance of, well, we're not going to cover him anymore. We're not going to react to him. We are not going to spotlight him. She knew what that would lead to. She knew that people would stop reacting to him, which would mean no traffic for his channel, no traffic for him, no interest in views. And what happened? Barely anybody watches him anymore. And I don't know if Nads and Foodie has some sort of agreement that if he went after people for her and it affected his channel somehow, that she would continue to give him money regardless. And so he agreed to do it. But that was the end result. People stopped watching him. People stopped talking about him, covering him. That led to his views and his money going down. And I've always thought that Foodie's been sending him money all this time to support him, to keep him online, to keep him quiet about what he knows. And I'm sure he knows quite a bit. But Chantal set up this sneaky, shisty, shady system of codependency with Nads, that he would forever depend upon her, because she does not like the idea of any of her sugar babies that she's giving money to making their own money and being independent of her. She doesn't like the men in her life to be independent. She wants them codependent. So what better way to ensure that he be forever codependent than to make sure his channel would never take off and never be successful, even at the level of not totally wealthy successful. She didn't even want him successful enough that he could break away from her. She didn't like that possibility. So she, in a very sneaky, shisty way, encouraged him to do something on her behalf that she knew the end result would be he would never make money. He'd forever have to come to her for money. So because she set that up long ago, because she did that, he might sell her out now. And that's her fault.
How is Dee Dee feeling currently about this whole situation? How is Dee Dee feeling right now? How is Dee Dee feeling about the whole situation with Nads right now? She doesn't have the money. She's broke as a joke. Why is this? Because they blew it all on different things. Also, she can't do the work that she's been doing anymore. It's like I've been saying one thing and doing another. Why? Because of what the Page of Pentacles is like. I don't have the money to give. I don't have anything to offer. Why? Because I've been saying one thing and doing another. But also, I just don't have the deals. I don't have the contracts. I don't have that gumption to do things right now. Because the material influence right now is, what does she know? Because she's also a victim in this. I don't know what Nads was doing for money. I don't know what he was coercing Dee Dee into doing to make money. I don't know if there was knocking boots between the sheets sort of stuff going on, and he was managing her and being her PIMP. But it's like, she doesn't have anything to offer anymore. With the financial influences here being the Nine of Swords reversed, I don't like this card. It always gives me someone's coming in the middle of the night and she's nervous, she's anxious, she doesn't know where they're going to get the money because there's no money, there's no resources, there's nothing to do to help him out of this situation. Because the hopes and fears here, it's like he's done. He's gone. He's a sucker. He is going 6 feet underneath the ground. It is time to lay this to bed. Because the unseen obstacle here is his true character is being shown. This is a lose-lose situation. Whether you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. The negative influence here as well for her is he cheated on her. He was not a good partner. She does not hold a lot of love for him, or he didn't hold a lot of love for her. It was not a healthy relationship. And what's going for her? She might lose the house over this. I think she's debating on if she sells the place and moves somewhere else. But it's like her whole foundation of who she was, what she stood for, and the things going on with her, it's going away. It's done. It's over with. It's her whole entire reality is being flipped away. She's not this person she's not the person in a cage anymore, and she doesn't know what to do when she's outside of it. Because here in the past, the Knight of Swords, like, yeah, I'll fight for my man. I'll do what I need to do. But here in the future, she's not going to have the money either. Is she going to be putting out like a lien on the apartment? Or
I was kind of confused by that because I had heard long ago that Dee Dee did not own the apartment. I had heard that maybe the brother actually had the apartment, or maybe Dee Dee and the brother, if they both had ownership over it. I'm not sure.
the condo to get him or pay for the bail or pay for bond. Because I feel like she's standing by her man, but she's super worried about finances right now. And how do we do this? She's being forced to make a decision she doesn't want to make, but it's the only decision that they have. It's like the money isn't there anymore. Okay, so how is Chantal feeling about this whole situation? And the reason why I ask is because we know Chantal is typically very likes to know what Nads and Dee Dee are always up to. So let's just take a look here. See how she's feeling about the whole situation. Foodie's like, I'm broke as a joke and I'm running away from the law. You think I can help you right now? Why is this? Because the Nine of Cups, I'm not the land of plenty no more. She is just barely skating by with whatever resources she has available to her, because her health is going downhill real fast. She's like, from a material sense, she's like, I'm at my wit's end. Whatever I have, I don't got nothing left. She doesn't have anything to help this situation right now. The hopes is like, yeah, I can work for it. I can work super hard, but she can't work super hard where she's at right now.
Right.
She is stuck between a rock and a hard place, where it's like, I think she would love to give money, but she is avoiding authorities, so she can't really give them money. But there's also the sense of like, I really, really want to help them and I'll work hard to do it, but I don't think she's able to right now, because the unseen obstacle for her is the Four of Wands. She's in an unstable location. She doesn't have, she's unstable in her own environment. How in the heck can she help out others when she doesn't even know how she's helping herself? Also, she knows about this third person too. She's also kind of jealous about, like, what do you mean there was another one? I don't think she knew about this other Mark. Because what's going for her, she'll talk to get people away from everything going on with Nads and get the attention on her. Like, that's,
yeah, like the vlogs. Doing the vlogs. Like I said, Foodie, she's lazy. She doesn't want to sit down and put a vlog together, and she just put out 3 in a row. Why would she do that? Also, I predict, Girl World, we might have a quote-unquote medical emergency from Foodie as a distraction tactic, because whenever she gets in trouble herself, or she wants to distract people from something, there's always some sort of medical emergency that comes up conveniently. Not saying that she's not sick. She's very sick. But she's also someone that she doesn't want to go to a doctor or go to a therapist. So if she comes up with a medical emergency all of a sudden, that may be a distraction tactic.
how she's feeling about it. It's like, well, I can talk about this and I'll talk my talk and do what I can do, but there's only so much that she can do. Because here in the past, yeah, I used to give them money. I used to help them along financially, but here in the future, again, she's not sure of how to help. She's stuck between a rock and a hard place and being able to give money. Her and Dee Dee are both heading towards a crash out of money, because neither one have the money to help Nads get out of whatever situation that he's in right now. This isn't going to be the May situation all over again. It's not. All right. Next, I want to take a look at how is Nads. So if Chantal's not able to give money right now, how is Nads kind of feeling about Chantal in this situation? How is Nads feeling about Chantal essentially not being able to bail him out, give him the money that he's like, you owe that to me? So let's see. How does he feel about her right now not being able to give money, it seems like? Ooh. He's looking towards greener pastures. He's just gonna, how is he feeling about her? It's like, okay, Nads. What I'm getting here with all of this, how is Nads feeling about Chantal right now? He's like, okay, you can't give me money? You're gonna work for it, bish. You're gonna work for it. He's like, you owe me divine timing. Oh, you guys don't have it right now. You can't go steal it. You're looking towards greener pastures. Why is this? Because he's like, okay, you don't have it now, then you're gonna work for it. You're gonna give it to me. We're going to expose the hard work that you've been doing. Expose what you've been doing, Chantal. Get that money in hand. I know what you do. I know what you have been doing. Get it. He's like, you better work for it. You better work for it. Otherwise, I'm going to start spewing your things because I need the money, so you better start doing it. This is his, either you give me the money to do this or I start spilling everything that I have on you to get that money.
My question is, if he's in jail, how could he spill the secrets? Unless he's telling some secrets to authorities. If it's something of a illegal activity, I'm sure they'd be very interested, but anything personal, I don't think they really care about. But if he's in a situation where he's not back in the condo with Dee Dee, would the secrets be spilled to YouTube or somebody not YouTube?
He's like, I need it. I'm not going back to jail. I'm going to fight this, and you're going to help me. Because his hopes and fears are her. It's tick tock, tick tock. I'm waiting. You think, and he's like, because something's ending for her, and he's just waiting for the ending of it. He's like, fine, I will wait. But he's not going to wait much longer here, Chantal. Either you give him the money that he's asking for, or he starts talking about everything. Because the unseen obstacle here is a peaceful romance, messages, fate, synchronicities with the Ace of Swords. He's willing and ready to talk about your romance, your relationship, things that are going on, things that weren't going on. And he has pictures. He has videos. He knows where to send people. He will get that money and he will create a ruckus. Because the positive influence here is ill intentions. He doesn't care if he has to backstab you. He doesn't care. He will essentially break up with you, divorce you from this whole situation. And he'll expose everything that you were doing. He'll expose all the drugs you were doing, or the rugs. Sorry. He'll be exposing everything. He just does not care. How does he feel? It's like, I'll disconnect from you and I'll just expose everything with it. Because here in the past, he was protected. He kind of knows about, I feel like, some of the more lewd sorts of things that she was up to, protection from other people. He knows all about the underground stuff and how deep it runs. And then here in the future, he knows it's almost coming to the end. He knows she's coming to the end. And so it's like, fine, you're going to the end. He knows that she's going to probably croak, pass on to the other side. He's like, fine, I'll make you go out with a blaze of glory, because he wants that money. He wants it now. And he's going to get it because that's what he wants. If he can't get it from her, he will get it for himself. I don't know how that's going to happen. I don't know if he's making bond. I'm hearing, yes, he'll make bond, and he might come back online. He might have to do some certain things, but to make money, that's what he's going to do. So
he's making bond. Boo. Boo. No, keep him in jail.
So what other information do we need to know right now? What other information can we know right now when it uh, comes to things moving forward? When it comes to this Nads situation and and potentially how it affects Foodie. So let's take a look.
I have a question for Chantal. I just have an interesting question for her right now. So long ago, she got involved with Natter because she wanted to be a bad girl and she wanted to be involved with a bad man. Do you see now, Foodie, why it's a bad idea to get involved with a bad man? Because bad men, bad boys, do bad things and they don't care. They don't care about you. They never care about you. You may want them to care about you, but they will never care about you. They'll always care about themselves. You were obsessed with owning and taming a bad man. Yes, you were, because you got this romanticized version of the story in your head of I'm a bad girl and he's a bad boy and we're both rebels and it's us against the world. How's that playing out for you right now? If you're in Syria with another bad boy who can't keep it in his pants, he's running around red rooming, he doesn't care about you either. And then your other sugar baby, the first one, is basically got you bent over a barrel and saying, you better give me money or else I'm going to spill all the dirt. Like all kinds of money and effort and time spent covering up your dirt. And now the amount of dirt is so large, there's no rug or carpet in the world that can cover it all up, but you're trying. Problem is, you don't have the money to pay people off to keep them quiet, including Natter. Excuse me, I am so sorry. But you want to be involved with a bad man. Do you see what a mistake that is? Bad men are bad for a reason. And you can't make a bad man good. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. This is the price you pay for pursuing people that you know in your heart of hearts don't want you, don't love you. This is the price of fake love.
Yeah, this is all going to be about money at the end of the day and not having money. How does this affect both of them? This something to do with not having money, heartbreak. I'm going to extract every bit of resources and emotions and blood and things from you because I don't have money or I feel like a lack because financially you aren't the land of milk and honey no more. You don't have everything. You aren't letting me live the life of luxury. And because I'm going to expose you. This is about to be a massive exposure of Chantal and other orbiters in the Chantopolis verse. It'll start with him because the unseen obstacle is because I'm not willing to work with you and we need money to start things. I don't have the money, so you aren't going to give me the money, so I'm going to go and try and get the money. And she doesn't have it because negative influence. This is the F around and find out moment now. We are having this is going to cause turmoil. We're going to be going to places we never thought that we were going. Everyone, make sure you got a VPN. Be sure how you're posting, where you're posting, and the such. Make sure that you're just being cautious because what's going for the situation, we are now making sure that we are looking ourselves in the mirror. We are not being forced to walk away. We are having to face the circumstances of which are coming. Because here in the past, here's our King of Cups. Maybe the King of Cups all along was Nads. It wasn't anime. It was Nads all along.
And that's an easy miss. It was easy to not think of Nads as the King of Cups because there were other people orbiting Chantal. They're like, this person must be the King of Cups because we thought it was anime because anime was the one giving Chantal all kinds of money. And there might have been other people that were King of Cups. It could have been feedies around her giving her money. Why would anybody think that Nads was the King of Cups? Although I have said she's getting money from him. I haven't watched Nads in the longest. I've left him alone. But why would he be the King of Cups? He's getting money from Chantal. How would he be the King of Cups? How would he have cups of plenty if she's supporting him? But thinking about it another way, a cup doesn't necessarily just mean money. It could mean information. So maybe in that sense, he was the King of Cups because his cups were full of information, dirt, stuff that he knows. Those cups have been overflowing for a long time. And that is what Foodie has been protecting, knowing what's in his cups, what he could potentially spill to the community. And she's been working overtime, giving him money, supporting him, talking to him to make sure that what's in those cups doesn't come out of those cups. But Chantal, there is no more dangerous man in the world or woman except for the person who has nothing to lose. The most dangerous man or woman in the world is one who has nothing to lose. So if Nader is in serious trouble and he's got no money, he's a dangerous man in the sense of he's got nothing to lose. There's nothing you could threaten him with. And he might just decide to torch everything, burn everything down in revenge or to gain some kind of profit.
Maybe that's who it was. Maybe that's who this King of Cups always was. I have all this information on you because here in the future, I'm going to be sneaky. I'm going to be devilish. I'm going to get what I want. Okay, let's grab out the Girl World Oracle. Get some clarifiers on what else we need to know about when it comes to...
And I keep focusing on the card down here, the one with the woman with the eyes wide, and she's got the hypodermic needles with blood being put into her. I keep hearing stabbed in the heart. Like it's going to, when he goes after her, it's going to feel like an emotional stab. Like it's going to hit her right here because she does care for Nads. And he is going to hit her on an emotional level. As in, he's going to just torch everything. And she's going to be feeling like it's really over. Like he is really going the distance. He's crossing the red line. It's going to hit her on an emotional level like nobody's business.
Everything kind of coming up here in terms of the Shantopoulos verse. And see what we can see. And then we'll end it there. Doxing, information being online information is being exposed. Whatever information, private information that was out there is going to be exposed because I don't have money. Why is this? Because we're about to get the crown of the girls. This is going to be a fight for attention, the star, and drama. There's about to be a lot of drama. Chantal is going to be stealing that crown right back. Because from a material influence, this is all about soulmates, companions, life companions, friendships. That are no longer good because they were all built on money. The hopes and fears here is the emergency room, distractions. Is she going to have like a major health emergency? Because we have, she needs to see the doctor now. Someone needs to see a doctor. Things are about to be exposed. So health issues might be coming up to see as a distraction or a deflection from bigger issues. Because the unseen obstacle here is our star beads, which is their come down the day after the pick me up, the sweet tooth.
Sounds like she's going to have some B moments. Like, because that's what Chantal does. If she's going through high amounts of stress, she will use food as a coping mechanism.
It seems like this is the consequences for your actions. And now we're going to need to, information is going to start be going on. And the day after things are going on, it's just going to be more and more and more. Because the negative influence, there's a lot of people who are watching what others are doing, the pocket watching. Focused on what others are doing and what they are saying. I also feel like there's a lot of people who are going to be watching this downfall. What's all involved here? Because what's the positive influence here? We got lots of mind games, mentally tired and exhausted with choosy. Here with the Eight of Cups, it's like this is gonna be a mentally exhausting time for everyone involved, including Chantal, including Mr. Koki, including the community. Because here in the past, it's all about the traveling. You left, and now
Yeah, it feels like things are going to pick up really quickly. And I was there during Crackhead Olympics, and it was exhausting just trying to keep up with everything. And it sounds like we're headed for round 2 of that. Like there's going to be so much stuff coming out that we're going to be like, what? Just trying to keep up with it all.
here in the future, it is all time self-care, renewal, showering, personal hygiene, making yourself look presentable. We're about to learn so much stuff.
It feels like when this stuff comes out, we're all going to feel like, I need to go take a bath. I feel dirty. I need to go have a shower. I need a spiritual cleansing. I need something. I need an exorcism. I don't know what I need, but I need something. It feels like that. Like the information that's going to be coming out is going to make us feel dirty. And we're going to need to cleanse ourselves.
About how people have been sneaky and doing certain things or not doing certain things. Because at the bottom of this, be breaking and entering, aka the attempted B&E, the stalking, the obsession, the stealing. We're about to hear about Foodie's real life, which is probably one of the wildest things we've ever heard about. And over here at the bottom, this is all I'm going to expose what you've been doing for money and your knocking boots between the sheets type of work. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm going to feel. That's what I'm hearing. That's where we're going to end it. If y'all want to, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your own thoughts, opinions, and ideas down below. Otherwise, thank you so very much for watching. If you want to book a personal reading with me or join YouTube members, all those links are down below. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you all in a...
Thank you so much for doing that reading, Sunburst. Really appreciated it, and it was very informative. So what did you guys think of the reading? What are your thoughts? What are your comments? Would love to hear from you down below. And if you enjoyed this Tarot React, please don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment. Also remember, check out Sunburst Tarot down below. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.